Good evening and welcome to another edition of This is African Football. We are the front runners, always in front with everything, in as far as football is concerned, especially on the African continent, in the Southern African region, COSAFA, that's how we call it in football. And yes, this is where we are. Some very interesting developments around African football. My name is Velile Nyando. I know some of you still call me Velile Mbuli. And I'm here with my esteemed guests, internationals, international correspondent. I will not mention FI. You know when I say FI, but in months to come, you'll know why I'm saying FI. I'm joined here by Oga himself, none other than Greg Itafia. The beautiful birds are back. They've just recorded their first win.
A nice one for
I'm
them.
sure you're very happy.
No, very, very happy. Thanks for having me.
Very, very nice. And okay, there's no Pete Vesvez anymore. But
no, we have to explain
Celtic
his previous existence.
Celtic is there.
Yes, Masokolal.
Yeah. Timothy
Green and
Batubale.
white.
In Uganda, did you play for Uganda Express? Or?
The only club, Sports Club Villa. Jogo.
Wait, so you were based in Nakivubu?
No, Nambole Stadium.
Oh.
Named after Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela Stadium.
Iconic stadium.
Yeah, no. My memory of that stadium was when Mitchell qualified the
Cranes.
Yeah, the Cranes.
After 39 years.
After 39 years. Yeah, no. You know, very interesting. There's a player I'm going to talk about. Prajev, good to have you here once more.
Thank you.
There's a player, I saw his name just this week. Vini. He comes from DC Motema Pembe.
Yes.
The striker.
Yes, he was playing for Yanga.
He played for Yanga before?
No, he was due to go and play for Yanga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he not supposed also to come to these shores?
There are certain stuff we don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
It under wraps.
You know, me, I will show you something. I say, huh? Are you talking about this one and this one?
Yeah, Vini played for DCMP, the Darwin Club Motema Pembe, yes.
Yes, so we also welcome Jeff Katala, well-traveled on the African continent, especially on the commercial side, something that we need to really touch on in African football, because some very interesting points we're going to discuss here today. There's been talk of Ahmad standing for re-election. It's very interesting. I saw a comment from the guys at King Foot. They count the African Champions League finals during his reign. If you go to the first one, you go to the second one, and now this one has been postponed. So, but...
Yeah, during his ramshackle administration, yes, there are certain achievements that are not up to standard anyway. So he hasn't achieved anything for Africa.
You still term them as achievements?
Yeah, so I have, because he's accountable. He's getting a lot of money, but what does he do to improve? We, in this part of Africa, we don't watch, the creme of our football. We don't watch Champions League games. I have to have a satellite dish to watch, because anything that comes to Africa, I will watch.
You know, it's a very interesting point that you're making. I think in his second last, he had another press conference that I attended, but the one that I attended before then, which was now during this lockdown, I asked that question to him, and the answer was not really satisfactory. At least the acting CEO, he tried to answer it, because almost the entire region in the sub-Saharan Africa is not watching.
They don't,
And our people, to be honest, they struggle to have data and all those things. So you still need to watch on TV. So each and every time African football is playing, I mean, in 2 weeks' time, it's AFCON qualifiers.
Absolutely.
And we still can't watch.
Yeah.
And these things are not being prioritized, which leads one to ask, are we being led in the right way?
Because he's not the right person to run that confederation. I don't know, but I'm not making publicity or advertisement. But you cannot get someone who's running, a little boutique in the street of Soweto and put him a CEO of, like Woolworth or something like that. Because this is something that he's been trained to do. He's so small because when he was Madagascar FA, he couldn't even qualify Madagascar to go to the AFCON. He couldn't even qualify one single club to go far. So he failed. And he's been involved in mismanagement of funds when he was the FA president. And
I think for Hamad, I'm starting to believe that indeed he was elevated to that position. And I'm starting to ask what is the composition of the voting bloc that really represent this gentleman, Hamad, as the leader of CAF.
Mm-hmm. But if you remember, because when he contested, from what I understand, because the whole decision, it was also fueled by the developments of Infantino coming through.
Yeah.
And they met, they called themselves the G15, 15 African FA presidents.
Mm-hmm.
They met in Mexico, I think.
Yeah.
That
was at FIFA Congress. Yeah.
Yes. So that's when they came up with this. But at the time, it was not easy because only those inside the CAF Exco.
Exco.
Remember that clause, which was I think it was in Seychelles.
Yes.
You around 2011 or something.
Yeah, you can't stand if you're not
eligible. Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is where the likes of Jacques Anouma, they were sidelined.
Yeah.
So they had to find someone who was inside the Exco, who was brave enough, because others, including the former Ghanaian President Nyatachi, he chickened out in a way because he still had a respect for Hayatou, even though behind the scenes
there were material in that. Just because they were like in the case of Constant Omari, the first CAF vice president, he didn't want to stand because he didn't want to disappoint Issa Hayatou, because Issa Hayatou made him to become who he is today. And that was also the very same problem with Kwesi Nyantakyi. And people were thinking about Danny Jordan, but Danny Jordan was not part of that.
Yes.
And he was not part of EXCO.
Yes.
So that's the only solution available.
Yes.
It was, that's why I used to say that he was a candidate by default.
I'm happy you're bringing this point of Danny Jordan, because people think that because he got to be in the executive, he had always been part of the plan.
Yeah.
The two people who were part of the plan, even when they met in Mexico, were his vice presidents, Lucas Nhlapo, and also
Molefe.
I'll tell you, Molefe has always been close to Hayatou.
Yeah.
Elvis Shisana. But the one I remember when they went to vote, because remember at the time, Dr. Jordan was an advisor to Hayatou.
Yeah.
So even when they went to vote, and remember the story that broke just before the elections, that there was that meeting that was organized at our former president, Jacob Zuma.
Jacob Zuma,
where they said that South Africa is endorsing Hayatou.
True.
And they had to come and deny that because President Zuma had not said that. You know? So there was an issue, especially with those who were preparing this plan, because the plan was coming from COSAFA.
True.
You know? So there was an issue about they didn't trust Dr. Jordan.
Yeah, they didn't trust Dr.
Yes.
They didn't trust Dr. Jordan. They didn't trust even Sekou Patel.
Yes.
Because those are the people they were very much afraid of them.
Yes.
But we wanted also, as outsiders and as international journalists, correspondent, we want the paradigm shift, to have someone who speaks also English, because CAF has been controlled mainly by people who are French speaking.
Yeah.
Yes.
We needed to have that change. But I was thinking that Sekou Patel will be brave enough to stand and say, I'm the candidate. But you need also to have the support of your group.
Yes.
But the COSAFA was so divided. We had people like Kalusha Bwalia that were supporting other candidates.
Yes.
So it was very awkward, actually.
No, it was very awkward. I can tell you about that one. To an extent that on the voting day, the decision was taken that Dr. Jordan is not going to go and cast the vote. The vote will be cast by Lucas Klapo. Jordan will go and count. So, but from what I understand was that they then said, no, it's fine. You are the FA president, because what they did with this new executive was to give power to the FA presidents. But they said, you are going to be voted for in the executive. We just need your vote. And history now is that, it's now history that he received the most votes.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But it was not on his ticket. It was on the ticket of his vice president.
Yeah, but we have also to understand that because it was not a genuine vote. People want to get, it was a vote against Hayatu, not for Ahmed.
Yes.
Very important.
Yeah.
But for me, I think with Ahmed Ahmed's situation now, we have to live with it now in terms of where we are now. We can't go back to what's happening.
No, but it is time now to judge his tenure.
What I'm trying to say is, like, for now we are talking about what he has done in terms of what he has achieved, what he has brought to the party.
If there's any.
Yes, there's a lot.
Okay, let's start.
I'll be interested to hear from
AFCON, 24 teams. If not for him, the likes of Uganda will not qualify.
Now that
the likes of South Africa will be struggling.
You know, this is the problem.
Before.
This is the problem.
No. For the Champions League, the increase of the CAF Champions League money.
No.
Here was the one that increased the money.
But
you see, Tafia,
with some of the things we have to be careful.
Yeah.
The increase in money.
Yeah.
And some of it's decisions that were already in the pipeline.
But he was there. He was there when it happened.
His was just to implement.
Tafia.
But you're there. When you are there, that doesn't happen. What about if a president come and doesn't allow it? A president can come and say, no, I don't want this to happen. All I'm trying to say, give him credit.
No.
Chan, which I will not go away from for the home base.
We are yet to give credit where it's due. We should not be seen to be just stampling issues. Now, we want to talk about the expansion of AFCON 24. Now, when you talk about participation, we are asking, what is the quality of the participating teams? We are looking at the quality of the players.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That
is one. Two, we are talking about Chan.
Yeah.
Now, the composition of Chan, we are talking about the best African players represent their national teams.
Yeah.
Now, you are bringing for us, the local-based players. If they are good enough, they should be in the national team.
That's why the opportunity for them, because during that time of Chan, it's not a window, FIFA window period.
Please,
no. Wait, let me go.
Chan, I don't want us to discuss Chan.
The funding of Chan.
I don't want us to discuss Chan. Because Chan was not his idea.
So, but what I'm trying to say, the likes of, Namibia, just give example. You just give example, you put a group in terms of, if it's 16 teams, you put Ivory Coast, Nigeria, South Africa, and you put some, maybe so for instance, you put a Namibian team, which that, if it's one that is qualifying that team, it's going to be the top teams. But if you have opportunity, you're giving two country opportunity to qualify, which is the 24 team. You have opportunity, and Namibia can prove a surprise. That's what they did now. They went to the AFCON. I'm just giving a point. There's good things. We're not condoning the other things.
No. We're not condoning the other things. But on the expansion to 24, these things was done without the proper due diligence.
Yes.
They had to put up a committee to study the feasibility of the project. Because the logistic behind it. Because now there are only 3 countries that can host by themselves a 24 teams tournament. AFCON. That's South Africa, Egypt, probably Morocco. That's it.
But under him, it happened.
Okay. That's the point. Wait.
Okay.
We've got a point.
It's interesting when I'm hearing my land brother Etafia trying to labor about this 24 team. We are talking about the quality of players. And remember, our African continent is subject to exporting talented players
Yeah.
to Europe. We're going to hardly have a Chan player going to Europe directly.
No.
He has
It's
to get to the
opportunity for them. If they prove themselves, they go to the
Etafia.
Let him finish.
Okay, it's fine.
The opportunity that is there is for you to make the senior national team.
Yeah.
And from there, that's when we shall recognize you as a national team player,
Yeah.
not a Chan player.
No.
We should have a difference between a national team player and a Chan
Chan,
player.
if you are playing Chan, you still representing the country.
I said we're not discussing Chen. We discussed Chen extensively
Yeah, okay.
in the last
Yes, so the
engagement.
quality. When it comes to the quality, as he said, the quality of AFCON.
Yeah.
You know, there are certain AFCON tournaments that are lacked very much. Especially the South African one in 1996. The game between Ghana and South Africa.
No.
The
The
game.
champion wasn't
The
there.
semi-final.
that time. The champion wasn't. The defending champion is not there. No, why the defending champion is not there? How can you come on there?
Tunisia and Gabon.
Yeah.
And most of those players, they were locals.
Yeah.
And South Africa had locals. And the way they play, I'm not talking about South Africa because it was staged here, but the quality of the game.
Yeah.
You know, you scotch there at your TV set, you can't even move because it's so beautiful. Tell me one game which was so beautiful to watch in Egypt last year.
Nigeria versus Algeria. I'm giving you. Tell me, I will just give you one. I give you one.
Okay.
South Africa versus Egypt. I'm keeping
that one.
Yeah,
That one.
No,
yes.
you agree now because South Africa won.
I was there. The stadium went silent. The stadium went silent. But in fact, even Egyptians were saying, "Wow, this team can play football."
Yeah, they did even applaud for Bafana
Exactly.
Bafana.
And you know what that means? It means that
And there were more locals.
if there is
in
there
the
were more
South African
locals.
team.
you
Yes.
know what
Yes.
it means?
African
You know what
team.
it means? If CAF is interested, they should fund the national FAs to strengthen the local leagues.
Absolutely.
No,
That's
some of-
where
yes, some of-
football
That-
is.
yes, that's
It
where
is
we
not
shall
the
have-
national
I've been
team.
saying-
That's
I've
why
been-
we shall have football made in
Yes.
I've been
Africa.
advocating,
Yes.
I've been saying that the future of African game remain in the formation of the backbone.
Simple.
And local,
now-
yeah.
thank you, Mr. Jeff.
Yeah.
Now you're saying
But
that. But where do you get the local boys? You watch them only on the league, like for instance,
No,
the
no,
Chelsea,
no, 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 no.
or you
No, no, no.
create a
Etafia, let
tournament.
me explain
the
to you.
best, the
Etafia.
best of the
Etafia,
local boys.
let me explain to you something.
They become
Okay,
the senior national
okay.
team.
My
Let me
debut,
finish my point. Wait,
my
wait,
national
wait,
team
wait, wait,
debut
wait.
was in
One
2000.
person at a time.
Wait,
One
Timothy.
person at a time.
The best of the local boys. When you play, when you get in the local boys, the best,
Yes.
you get them from each club in the local league, and you form the national team, which are the best to represent. That's why the Chan is there to give
no,
the
no, no.
opportunity.
Yeah, but I want to move. I was looking at the letter which has been signed by the president of the 6 councils of African football associations. In our area, we have the president Philip Chiyangwa of COSAFA, and then you
Is
have-
he still there?
Yeah, he's still there. He's still there. He's still there. Yeah.
Flamboyant.
There's Sekafa, there's Wafu.
Yeah.
Also in the central region.
Central, yeah.
There's also I think it's UNAF in North Africa as well.
Yes.
The Maghreb region. Interesting there. The letter has not been signed by Nigeria. In fact, so out of the 54,
So you got 46.
countries,
46. You got 46, yeah.
but there are 2 countries which are missing, apparently, in terms of signatures.
Yeah.
South Africa, I think Zimbabwe as well,
Uganda.
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Now, if Nigeria and South Africa are not signatories, then
There's a problem.
there's a problem.
Absolutely.
But
I mean, why do you think that they
the proponent of this letter is a Flamboyant Chiyangwa who has no vote on casting?
Only on casting.
On casting.
Yeah. That's why probably South Africa and Nigeria, they didn't want to sign.
Why do you think they don't want to sign?
They don't want to sign because they don't believe in this kind of management. You know, what's signing for to give power to whom? Where does it take us to? There are a lot of question marks because, you know, football in Africa, we don't know where it's heading to because we don't have, capable managers or administrators that can take us, forward. We want to, because when you, I forgot his name, the president of UEFA, He was in a non-quantity, but look what he's doing now for
Serafin.
Serafin. When you look at him, you won't even know that he's the boss of UEFA.
Because the systems
The
are in
system.
place.
We want them to lay the foundation of the good system of management.
We don't want the big man mentality. That should end. It should have ended 28 years of Isayatu.
Yes.
Now, once they came together, as in 2017.
No charges.
No.
They accuse him, but
but I'm coming.
But for the sake of investigation, you are suspended.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm coming to the nomination process is closing on the 12th.
On the 12th.
And currently, has he put in his name officially?
We need to know. We can't know now until on the 12th.
What are you hearing from Nigeria?
He wants to contest.
So that's why he's not signed that letter.
I think him and Ayatu, they're not in good terms in terms of
Ahmed.
Ahmed. I'm sorry, Ahmed. They're not in good terms. So I think he wants to contest. And don't forget the two gentlemen from Tunisia too. They want to contest. So we must wait till on the 12th. After the 12th, we see who is the front runner to contest with Ahmed Ahmed.
Even signing the letter, I can tell you.
Yeah.
We have heard that noise before.
Yeah.
It was also propagated by Isayatu.
Yeah.
He said all the FA chairmen have recommended me to stand again.
Yeah.
So that's not new.
It's not new.
So it's not new.
So you can have you can purport to have the numbers. Isayatu was counting about 40.
Yes.
He was so confident.
He
didn't even campaign.
But you just need half of the numbers to be elected.
But come election day.
Yeah, that's No, we just hope. I mean, for Africa's sake, we just hope for the better person to
But why do we
to
always
be the president?
hope? Why can't we be sure of a leader who can take us
apart
from
from Ahmed? Who you want to bring out now? Who are you bringing out now?
The Niger, the guy from Niger.
You are very consistent with this guy from Niger.
You need a neutral.
Amido something.
But I want to bring in another point now, just to wrap up this discussion around these elections. So on the same day, Ahmad says he's standing for re-election.
Yeah.
Information comes through from Europe.
Yeah.
Because in Africa we have this tendency that everything of ours comes from Europe.
True. Because we allow them to.
Yes.
No.
If we're in the Anglophone, it's going to come from UK.
Yeah.
In the Francophone, it's going to come from France.
Yeah.
Because we can't do things for ourselves.
But French people,
we cannot control our story.
But the French did it on purpose because they know very well that because Michel Platini has never accepted the fact that he's been betrayed by his deputy, Infantino. And Infantino is a good friend of Ahmed. So there will be something that has to come out to stop Ahmed. Absolutely, to stand again for election. Because if the investigation is still ongoing, he is due to be suspended. Actually, he didn't have to run CAF.
No, you haven't been suspended yet. We still waiting.
But the issue is the timing.
The fundamental question is it Ahmed Hamad who has been running CAF during this tenure?
But I was going there. But
now you want us to talk about that FIFA
but now
and then even between her and Ahmad as well.
Yes, and then you didn't want to give her a job because she wanted to be a consultant. Yes, a consultant within CAF, and running some matters belonging to CAF.
He is ready to rule on this matter of Ahmad because the timing of the story comes exactly on the same day.
He breached the contract of Lagadia. Lagadia is not is not a small company. It's a multinational, and it is originally from France. So the French people won't allow him to stand again because he's the one who absolutely cut short that contract.
We'll just wait on the 12th. We'll see who is standing against him.
Well, you know what? African football is never short of this type of stories.
But for that corruption matter, it is true.
Yes.
Because those people, they gave the previous quote, it was for 20 years, textile steel.
Yes.
It was for 22,000 items for less than $250,000.
Yeah.
But when Ahmed took over, actually, for less than 15,000 items, The bill was over 1 million. And it is not a company. It is.
And this is his friend's company.
Friend's company, you know? And he has to justify. And also the money that he was giving to FA president in Africa. What for?
Those 20,000 USD.
Yes. What for?
The trip to...
Yeah. Disclosed by Fatma Somura when she went to Cairo.
And
very interesting. Now let's move back to the pitch now. Let's move back to the pitch. Last Sunday, I watched the final. Very interesting final. Even though I felt that I watched RS Berkane last year when they played against Zamalek. In the final. It was not an easy final for them, but this time around, if you watch the game, you could tell that they dominated.
Definitely.
You know, they at some stage I felt it could have been easier to even win that game by 3-0. But for me, the story. This is a team that was just promoted.
Just now from amateur team, 2011, 2012.
Yes.
From amateur to
these are the type of stories. Here at home, we've got a story of Baroka. Baroka comes direct from the regional level. The SAB, then SAB Regional League. Then they get promoted to Vodacom. They didn't buy the status.
No.
Vodacom second division. From Vodacom second division, they get promoted to the NFD. Then NFD, they get promoted to the PSL. You know,
the same story going there.
the Premier Division.
Can you complete the winning of the championship, the trophy?
Well, as things stand, they are sitting at the top after 2 matches played. So the story of RS Berkane, I'm linking it to. These are the type of stories that we would love to see.
No, it's a great story from them, and they have been in the finals. It's 2019. They lost in the final against Zamalek, and this time they won it. What a great story. Don't forget again, they won with 10 men. They won with 10 men, scoring the first half. I just think with the coach, they have quality players that really want to make their name for themselves. I just feel this kind of story inspire a lot of other teams. Like you say, the likes of Baroka, to do well. Not only in that region, in the southern region too. We should have this competition at least to challenge. The likes of Zamalek and Al Ali. In terms of winning this, it's massive for them. I'm just so happy for them.
For me, yes, in a certain way, but the way it was run before, it was run by Leja. Leja is one of the president or the vice president.
Moroccan.
He had a lot of money, and he pumped the money in that team, and even within the league, Botola League, he was very influential. And even in African campaign, even last year when they played in the final against Zamalek, they had the leniency and the freedom to choose the referees that they wanted to officiate the games in the league and in the CAF champions, in the CAF competition.
This is the chairperson of the finance committee at CAF, right?
Who?
Fauzi.
Lecture.
Yes.
He's still there, but he's no more at Bekan. These days, no more. He's no more at Bekan.
But remember, he cannot be there.
It has all the fingerprints of
because how many times? How many times? Generation Foot of Senegal. How many times did they approach CAF and asked to punish Bekan because the behavior of Bekan every time they go to play in Morocco is not up to the standard, and also the referees because most of the time when Bekan plays, they will not for the team from
so are you saying they were
Senegal,
assisted to the final?
They were very much assisted, and when it comes to play, they hire the best, they train the youngsters to come.
The proximity to Europe as well.
Absolutely, because each and every club in Botola League, they receive a yearly allocation of 800,000 euros, which is about 16 million rand. But here in South Africa, each and every team at PSL, they do receive 24 million a year. Why we don't have the same development? South Africa could have been very much developed against Morocco. But Morocco is far better.
When we speak about
with local league
academies.
When we speak about Berkane, we should talk about the 12th player, and that's the administrative structures of football in Morocco. They have got a desire to be the best. That's why they are always clinging or claiming to be Europeans, because they have the desire to do things the right way. Now, when we had this election that so happened that we didn't have a leader who can stand and proclaim what Africa stands for, they got him in their pockets. And they are using Hamad. That's why you're having all the finals in Europe.
Yes, they funded everything. If you remember when, and I think you touched on this earlier. I think we've heard about, remember the Women's Football Symposium was also there?
Yeah.
And there was that symposium which also took the decisions in terms of implementing. And I agree with you. Because one of the things there, that you cannot have a symposium. And then from this symposium, you have your commissions which go out, and then there's these recommendations. Within a month, you are implementing. No feasibility study, nothing.
That's what that's what CAF does.
And you must ask now, because the headquarters of football on this continent are in Cairo. Now, why some of the things are being held in Morocco? Because most of these things, I mean, even with the and I know that Florendi Benge, Pito Mosimane, Hassan Shihada, yes, they've been doing this first CAF Pro license in Morocco. You know what I mean? So there's something amiss there.
Well, the rationale behind it is that when Morocco left the AU in 80 because of the Western Sahara, Africa didn't do much actually to convince them to come back. But when they decided to come back, the king said that we don't have money. So put the money and go to each and every country, give them money for us, because they want even to go to the West Africa.
And they were doing that for the World Cup bid.
Yeah, they were doing that too. So which means that when you say that you're going to Morocco for CAF meeting, Morocco government takes everything in charge. And they give you even your PDM.
That's the biggest disease for an African FA.
Yeah. But that's why they even signed a contract with Nigeria, with PNIC, to say that they're coming to strengthen football in Nigeria. Say between Nigeria and Morocco, who can strengthen another?
Yeah.
So Nigeria is far better than Morocco.
Back to the field of play. Let's give them credit.
Yeah.
Now we give them
for a team that was in the final last year.
Yes.
As young as they are.
Yeah.
But then now to come and achieve this, because they also use the infrastructure that have been given. They have facilities, and they use that to a better use. But we don't have the same. It's like a Clairefontaine in France, actually, where the national team, those guys, the young boys, they go there and stay there.
Now you make me remember of another. Last week we went to a SAFA press conference.
Yeah.
At the Fun Valley, and 10 years later. This is a place where SAFA, they should have had a proper technical center, And when I spoke to the CFO, he says they still need 600 million. 600 million. So they need some funders. And I'm like, huh? Because for a country which hosted the World Cup, you expect to see better.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because we were left
the World Cup legacy, we have to see something
450 million. So part of that, in my opinion, or the bulk of it, should have been used to invest in something.
Absolutely. To improve facilities.
Exactly. Because if we had proper systems, we would then be frequenting the World Cup, frequenting the AFCONs, and ending in a respective
frequenting the AFCON. You see where Ahmed coming?
No. But also not just there, but semi-final, final.
Yeah.
Because then
it's true.
You are making enough money
now
back into your coffers, which will then fund these projects.
It's true.
Even with all that saying, the facilities that you have got in
South Africa,
it's
not better.
As we speak now.
But
there is no
also when
as why Bafana should be struggling.
But on the field of play,
to qualify for.
But on the field of play, it's not with the formation. It's not with the tactical things. But you see, in Morocco invited DRC. Morocco invited Burkina Faso to go and train there for free.
Yeah.
But we do have the very same facility in Cameroon.
Yes.
And it was built by Hayatou. the Ngomo the sport complex.
Yes.
But we don't use it. Why? Yeah. We prefer to go and play in Europe.
Yeah.
And we can go there and play. Why we don't use it? And leave money there.
No, logistic, traveling wise.
Central Africa, they don't use it. Central Africa, other countries.
No, it's only in Cameroon. Yeah.
But going back to the final, there was one thing for me which I found to be disappointing. And we see this a lot with most teams coming from North Africa. The attitude of pyramids.
Yeah.
After the final, not availing themselves to take the
medal,
the silver medals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unsportsmanship.
No, I mean, this should not be condoned. I mean, they should be punished. I don't know how CAF going to do that, but at the end of the day, you need to respect your opponent because, I mean, they are playing like you guys. They started 90 minutes. I mean, you can see their complaint. I think it's that penalty appeal. They feel like, the ref really, they should have got something there. I just feel like at the end of the day, with 10 men losing, they still feel that anger, but we shouldn't condone what they did because you have to go there. You need to respect the tournament. First of all, you need to respect your opponent because, I mean, you need to give them that credit for them to win. So they are not the one officiating the game.
Because it is impunity.
Yeah.
So also, it's not the first time that the Egyptian club does that.
Yeah.
I remember in 2002, 2003, when the team from Nigeria won the
Enyimba.
Yes, they beat Al-Ahly. They beat Al-Ahly in Cairo.
Onyekachi Okonkwo was in that team.
Yeah.
One of the executives of Al-Ahly hit the trophy.
Yeah. I remember that.
Nothing was no decision.
I think if CAF should be the brand that it should be, as we should know, I think there has to be a punishment that is meted out.
True.
That sends a message because it's not the first time. We had last year VAR, fading under Hamad leadership. So there was no, punishment that was meted out to protect the brand of CAF. And once we are lacking to protect your identity, then anybody can take advantage of it.
So, Rajaf, what do you think must happen in terms of sanctioning? You think
because
this is something we have to emphasize on?
Clubs, they intimidated everyone in the stadium, especially when it comes to the final. And they want all the decisions to be for them, not against them.
Yeah.
And they will do everything, even fight, even beat the opponent, no matter where they play.
Yes.
That's it. And I remember I had the privilege to meet up with in one of the malls the president of the disciplinary committee of CAF.
Oh yes, Raymond Heck.
Raymond Heck.
Yes.
So what's the matter? As Al Masra went to Kinshasa against Vita Club for the semi-final of the Comfort Cup.
Yes.
They smashed everything in the dressing room, and not a single fine was given to the Egyptian club. But when it comes to our countries, you the first one to they have to pay 50,000 US dollars. They have to play behind the closed door. And he told me that, but sometimes it's very difficult. You have to know the environment which we are in.
That has to be broken because I can tell you, Egyptian team, it's not even the national team. When they come, the first thing they do is to intimidate the opponent.
Yes.
Everyone concerned.
Yes.
Now, once they are able to instill that fear, that is 1-0 even before the game is played. So now, it's very important now to try and dismantle that system.
So, this battle of the control of North Africans and African football will never go away from it. But I want to come back here.
Yes.
Here at home in South Africa.
But we have also to congratulate the Pyramid. They did very well for the very first time. To reach that. It shows also the power of money.
They got their way to the final.
Yeah, but the power of money. They didn't back, but they did play.
But it's interesting.
They did play because they had Amir Gaber. He was one of the best at Al-Ahly.
I think you're putting it wrong. The best way to put it is how you are misguided that having money will help you win championships.
No, but they got there. They got to the finals.
No, but they got nothing.
But there's one thing I've noticed about them.
If you don't do the best foundation of running a very good football team,
Timothy, you must understand that when you buy the best player, you have advantage or you have opportunity to get somewhere in the tournament.
It is assumed.
I will never.
It is assumed because Paris Saint-Germain has the best.
They're winning the league.
But what about the Champions League?
They're winning the league.
No,
they're winning local league.
To win the league. They want them to win the Champions League.
Yeah, but they're getting there.
For how long?
They're getting there.
But there's an interesting story, and every time I talk to my friends in Cairo about this, they said, but they've got all the money, but they don't have fans.
So they can't buy the fans.
We know it from here at home. Here at home, they'll tell you about 217 fans. We'll not mention any names. Well. But talking of here at home, some interesting developments today. Why are you laughing? I have to correct you, by the way. He was not part of this recent camp. Yeah, he's not played competitive football for over a year now. Brian Onyango.
Yeah.
First time I knew about him was Brian Onyango Mandela. So how influential was someone like Musa Otieno to him coming to play for Santos back then? I think 2012. That's when he first came.
Yeah, for the amateur side. Yeah, I mean, okay, I just knew him, when I played against him. I was opportune again when he came to Highlands Park for trials, And I feel for me personally.
What happened? Did he fail those trials?
No, he never failed the trials.
So what happened?
When he was trying, he got injured in the friendly game. So they have to treat him.
Let me first correct
you. Yeah, they have to treat him.
So when sign for a particular team, whether he's injured or not injured, he has failed.
Timothy, let me go there. Not true.
I'll explain.
Let me go there, Timothy.
Okay.
There's two things. You must go for medical. You must go for medical.
I'm interested in something.
Okay. Yeah. So when he was at Highlands there, he came for trials. So about 1 month. Like Highlands, when you come for Highlands trials with Owen the Gamma, you need to really. They want to see everything.
This was
the best thing he does.
During the season. So they want to see everything. Everything.
Starting from the Copa test.
So we played against JDR. So he got injured. So they have to go to the doctor. They have to go to the doctor and treat him. So they discovered that he got a knock, in terms of
which
on
part?
his knee.
A knee?
I don't know.
Knee?
But he was injured.
No. I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
Because I heard something. Apparently, he's got a damaged knee.
No, he doesn't have a damaged knee. For Sundowns to sign him, he doesn't have a damaged knee. Why? Because he has to go for medical.
Wait.
You have a damaged knee. No team will sign you.
No.
We shall get.
You've just said he got a knee injury.
He got a knock in his knee. When he was playing, when he was training at Highlands.
Yes,
that's why he couldn't sign at Highlands.
Okay, so it was a knock.
It was a knock
that could not facilitate signing.
So for now, after Highlands he went back because Rolani went to cheaper. I knew about it. He went there to try. So after then. We couldn't communicate because he went back to his family in Uganda. So in Kenya. Sorry, in Kenya. So I just spoke to him this afternoon, and he was so excited. I'm so excited for him to sign for Sundowns. I remember, for Sundowns to sign you go all the medical checkup and every other thing. I remember when Peter Motobi.
I'm not sure.
No, you do that.
I'm not sure.
You do that.
I'm not sure. Rivaldo Kutsia failed a medical weight.
Yeah.
Rivaldo Kutsia, he failed a medical.
At where? Sundowns.
With Glasgow Celtic. Few weeks later, he was a Sundowns player.
So, Sundowns.
Okay. Don't worry.
In South Africa,
there's room for correction. No, there's room for correction.
There's clubs that you cannot doubt in terms of when they sign players. Chiefs, Sundowns, Pirates. They check. Normally you do that. You do that.
Check.
Yeah. So you cannot just. There's no way you can.
There's any club that fails to check.
There's no way you can maneuver that. That one is a standard that you have to pass through. And I feel for them to sign him or for them to take a risk on him. They have checked everything. So for me.
So what happened? Because he was a TTM before this.
Yeah, he was a free agent. Remember, he was a free agent.
Correct. Yeah, he's been a free agent for over a season now.
Yeah. So he was a free agent. So I don't know what happened. Maybe he's not happy with what they gave him at TTM. You need to negotiate. Because on your own terms and where he need to go and other stuff. That's his own personal thing. But I think he was not happy in that situation. So he have to go. Sundowns. There's no way Sundowns come calling. You're not gonna go.
The good story that's coming out of the signing of Brian Onyango as a Sundowns player for me is his mental strength. to carry on and believe that he is a good player. And at one moment in time, there's a team that's going to give him a chance. And when that opportunity came, it came to be known as Sundowns. Now, the greatest importance for every player is to sign. And then after signing, now the biggest of the biggest is to display your talent on the field of play. So now Brian, now he has proved whoever rejected him from signing. Now he has been given an opportunity. He has to dislodge the mentors from the Sundowns team to try and be able to deliver. And then he will justify.
In fact, that's why, as a former defender yourself, I will not ask you this question. In fact, I want you to hold on as well. I want to come back to you about this, especially on his abilities. But, Jeff, on your side, knowing this space very well, when a player can make it at 1, 2, 3, 4 clubs, and then eventually all these other clubs don't sign him, but he gets signed by the champions. So does this maybe talk to Sundowns? This is a type of defender they've been looking at, or there are just other issues here?
But the fact that so many clubs didn't sign him is not a yardstick that I can go by to say, exactly, he's not that good enough. No, because I remember also in the world we had Zidane when he started Marseille, refused him. Even Mahrez, when he went to Marseille, they say, come on, this is Marseille, you bring who is he? But today Mahrez is Mahrez. But when I've seen Onyango playing, but it is the Sundown is a champion. They need someone at the back who's acting like a commander in chief. He's well suited to give direction, guidelines to other defenders to motivate them. Even the goalkeeper, do this, go. I'm covering you. They need someone who can be very vocal at the back. A chief actually, whose application will be monitored, who will be judged by others. They say that when he plays the defense, we play very well, and I've seen the guy the way he plays. But after one season out of action, will he be that good?
No, there's a lot of players that
after one season.
One season is too short.
Let me tell you about after season, after 2, after 5 seasons. There's an inborn talent that's going to be preceded by the preparation. I can tell you. You get Timothy Batabare, you give me 2 weeks of training. I'll deceive the coach that I'm better than those who have been playing for a long time.
No, Timothy, you need 2 years.
No, hold on.
2 years.
2 years. For example, let me tell you. No. I'm telling you.
With Highlands, okay, you can go
listen.
6 months.
No, listen. It's the mental intelligence. Now, with other teams like Highlands, you may not survive. Now, let me explain why Brian signing for Mamelodi Sundowns is a plus as a signing. This is a
plus for him or the club?
For the club. Because Sundowns is a ball-keeping team.
In fact,
now.
So this is where I was coming.
Yes.
This is where I was coming to you to say, what are his strengths? We know that Sundowns, they like a defender who plays from the back. And one thing that impresses me with centre backs nowadays, and Sundowns, they like to, they always want to have that diagonal ball coming from a centre back, finding the striker, finding the winger, So playing from the back, having that long, accurate pass, and also being an international, the Kenyan international as well. Sundowns frequenting the Champions League. So what are his strengths that is bringing?
Now let me tell you, and this is what has been missing from the Sundowns team. Just the workhorse, the destroyer, who can cover whoever is out of position and just win that ball and slide it to the likes of Jari Kekana. That's what they are looking for. So they are bringing this person who is going to be that animal to fight for every loose ball for Sundowns and give it to the thinkers of the team. Him is a fighter for the team. And that's what they are looking for. And then maybe the plus is those aerial balls in corner.
And there's another element that has been not touched today. He was at Maritzburg the same time Steve Khombela was there. Do you think that could have been another factor in this signing?
Maybe. maybe you never know what's going behind the scenes there because
it's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
Because
a
at least
strong one.
a strong one. This is a coach who knows.
He knows him very well.
Player, he knows you as a player. He knows your character, and he knows what you can deliver. And if he featured well in his system, then he strongly believes that if I can get this guy fit, he can still perform. And given his age, he's still 26, right? Mm-hmm. So he can still perform.
He's still 26 now? So he came here in 2012. How old was he then?
He's 26 now.
He's 26 now?
Yeah, so he was 18.
Okay.
Yeah, in Africa there you have big...
No, not Africa. No. As long as you are not a parent, you can discuss somebody's age.
No, going back to Yango, I think Sundowns have a lot of good
but at 18 he was a baby. And the baby can't be let out of the country.
Sundowns they have a lot of good centre backs, you know.
Not so many.
No, they do have. They do have.
Yeah.
But you see, like Sundowns, because they play Champions League and they play in the league, so they can rotate the defenders.
Yeah, but it is very demanding because I've seen the Burkina Faso defender who was there. He couldn't even play. Because he was not acquainted to the system. But Onyango will play.
Yeah, I think for me, definitely is a good signing for Sundowns. It's a massive signing, you know. I mean, I think he's going to do well for them. And I just wish him well. You know, injury-free, I think he can add more plus. Because Sundowns, you know, when you go to Sundowns, you need to add because they've already achieved a lot. So you need to come and add value there. And I know he's...
I always tell players, and this is where players go wrong.
Yeah.
The moment you are signed, you are good enough.
Yeah.
Do what they saw you doing. Simple. Once you try to go beyond that, you're going to fail.
No, Timothy, what I'm trying to say, when a team is winning and they have achieved, when they're signing you, you need to come and add something they don't have there in terms of
but
retaining what they have.
But what are you going to add? You're already champions.
No. But you didn't contribute when you're not there when they won the championship.
What you're going to do is
you need to contribute
just
now.
Do what you're supposed to do. Why they have signed you?
No, Timothy.
Once you put yourself under unnecessary pressure.
When you come to that team that is they're winning the Champions League,
because it is the team to beat.
So you need to
be very good.
Thank you.
Yes, to keep that momentum to the
You can't come and drop a standard there.
Staying in South Africa, we move now because we're talking about his friend. So you know, we understand these things.
Okay.
But at least I wanted, because the reaction during the day was that it was very negative, especially from Sundowns fans about this move, because the feeling was that they wanted Onyango, I think 4 years ago or 3 seasons ago, and they couldn't get him back then. So now at least it's been different, you know, because they were very negative, very, very negative. But
change of technical team.
Maybe.
Change of technical team.
Yeah.
And you know what? The point around this has been that under Pitso, Sundowns was very strict in terms of signing players. You know, to an extent that right now, there's even been talks of players who've just arrived going out on loan. So telling you that Sundowns before Pitso's time, they had this tendency of bringing the whole town to Sundowns. And then you will have a situation where it's an unhappy camp because some players are not being played and all those things. So there's fear that post-Pitso, Sundowns is going back to that era.
Yeah, the problem is that you never when a regime ends and another one takes over, please allow them time to settle, to come, because he has his own philosophy. The way I see Compella every time that he's been coaching.
Sometimes this is sometimes
this
is not directed at the technical team.
My understanding. My understanding.
I want to correct this because I made the comment, so I don't want it to be misconstrued. That you know, it is not directed at the technical team.
Oh, okay.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what is important at this moment in time is there's nothing to change with the Sundowns team. And if they try to change, they're going to hand over those trophies. They're going to pick them from the cupboard where they are now and hand them over to other teams. Because this was a winning team. the same players. So you need to try and have that continuity. And then as time goes on, your philosophy will be filtered into the players. If you try to change it now, those trophies are going to get out of that cupboard and go somewhere else.
That's why, like of a young boy, they're coming to add value there at Sundowns.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, that allow them time.
Yes.
It will come. We will
So
continue
for
with
me,
this.
for me, I will appreciate the three wise men if they can keep that continuity and try to get, because what's going to be very important is how they're going to manage the players.
Yes, and also this is a difficult phase for them because other players like Tiana Mabunda, they are going to go. Wayne Arense is going to go, which I feel that's why they are bringing in Onyango now. You know, and I don't know what will happen to Pangali Somahuru, you know. But still here in South Africa, last time we discussed the issue of Kaiser Chiefs, and I thought I was very clear that I was not convinced, having gone through the FIFA DRC award, I was not convinced about the Kaiser Chiefs argument in taking the case to CAS, because when you take the case to CAS, they are the ones who are appealing. Their statements must be compelling, you know, because I felt that there was too much focus on them, on the player coming from an amateur league, and also the issue of the signature as well, that it was forged. But from my experience covering amateur football here in the country, especially in the ABC Municipal Second Division, when a player, as much as that league is an amateur league, when a player has signed a contract and is getting remuneration, whatever form of remuneration, that player ceases to be an amateur player.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, so what was your immediate reaction when you saw that outcome yesterday?
Look, it wasn't very shocking because at the end of the day, what is happening is the player versus the club. My experience with African players is that few players are trustworthy. They don't tell the truth. So they will tell you, I don't have an agent when they've got 4. I don't have a contract when they've got 2 or 3 contracts. So this was a case where this team from Madagascar saw an opportunity to make money from Kaiser Chiefs because they know Kaiser Chiefs has got the money. So for me, an opportunity was missed where they could have gone for club-to-club discussion and cut it at that level before it spilled out. Because Kaiser Chiefs was convinced that they have been very professional, they have done everything, and they did trust the player.
And I believe them.
But Jeff, having gone through the award and also listened to the interview, my friend and colleague Thabiso Mosia at SFM interviewed Fossa Juniors. And even there in the award, the information is there. Fossa Juniors tried to reach out to Kaiser Chiefs, but Kaiser Chiefs referred to them just that they will not discuss anything.
They're very professional.
You know, that they are an amateur team. But when you go through the evidence that has been presented to the DRC and also the evidence also at CAS as well, Kaiser Chiefs also missed an opportunity here because sometimes humility goes a long way. And also, as a biggest club in the region, in Southern Africa, you must be an example to the other clubs that are coming up. You know, also on the continent. But now, the situation is that now Kaiser Chiefs has been punished on something which is simply was not even necessarily about money.
Yes, not about money.
But just listen to this small club.
I disagree totally with you because Kaiser Chiefs did the things according to the book. They did the things. When you talk about amateur players,
Jeff, if they did everything according to the book, wouldn't be in this situation now.
Yes, let me go back to the amateur player. The amateur status that you're talking about, you're referring to South Africa, but where we come from, there's no form of payment to the players. They give you milli to go and eat. They give you. He knows what I'm talking about.
But now we're talking about the rules of football.
He was not getting paid by Fosso.
He had a contract. They presented the contract.
That contract has been manufactured.
Yeah,
it's just because you cannot prove it.
Jeff,
but I can tell you that it's been manufactured because they knew it was Kaiser Chiefs. It has been manufactured, and they didn't say actually to the player to say
it. The manufacturing of the contract we can say it's 100% true. Now, that's where humility comes in. Yes. For me, if I was in that position, I would look at, listen, you have, at this moment in time, you're having an ambassador who is coming to the PSL.
Yes.
Can we settle this? And we can even be looking more to get more players from this club.
No, you form a relationship.
Because what is happening is listen.
Say it's free player.
That's what you're saying. What we're saying is
the player
when they got the player
release letter.
When they got the player,
yeah,
the player was free.
Yes, thank you. And
Professionally,
you got me the club.
Listen, this is what is happening.
No.
But you don't know.
No.
But because now you are dealing with a player who says it's free. Now, I can give you an example. We go sign. Let me give you an example, which is very clear now.
Okay.
We go sign a Tafia now.
Yes.
I can tell you, Highlands Park may resurrect and say, hey, listen. This gentleman, we had given him a contract to be a co-coach.
Yeah, but
Highlands Park is dead.
But you're talking about professional club, but that club from Madagascar.
Yeah. Someone is free.
Yeah.
You say you're free. Your agent came with the clearance. What was I doing? I must go to your team.
Because the Chiefs will ask you, where's your release letter from the club?
And he presents.
But you know this very well. No. You know this very well. Yeah. We were discussing it some time with him. What happened with Goma here, Walusimbi, Kaiser Chiefs?
Same story.
Doesn't this tell you something that there's an element of not respecting other clubs?
Not really.
No, let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
What happened with?
We have a challenge. We have a challenge here.
What happened with your former team?
Okay, let me tell you something.
What happened with your former team?
Let me tell you. There's something.
There's
something that is very challenging. We have got a very highly professional team that is wanting to do everything by the book in the name of Kaiser Chiefs. Now they forget that some of the people they are dealing with, they have not heard of this professionalism. And that's where that's the crux of the matter. But for me, the moment they understand that,
I prefer to differ.
That's the
I prefer to differ.
Because the case of the Ugandan, was he left back? Was playing in Kenya?
Walusimbi.
That was very different. And the player used to blame.
The player is to blame.
Yeah, the player was to blame.
Yes.
Because he knew he had a contract.
But my point, Jeff, is if Jeff is always involved in these skirmishes things, then when you find that, why is Jeff always finding himself in, you understand?
Not always, but I would also say, but why it is only the team from, it is an amateur club, and then they don't pay players, they give player food. So this player was not earning a salary. Why suddenly he has a contract? But it's not because Ahmad is the president of CAF and he gets salary.
and this is like I had argued because the point last time. No, we can't leave him out.
It has got all the fingerprints.
We can't leave him out because the story goes that the head of the club, who's got a company in Madagascar, whose origins is Dutch.
Okay.
And when I was trying to find information on this case, even the lawyer who represented Fossa Juniors is a lawyer with experience on matters of this case, like this case, also from Holland. You understand? Okay. The story goes that the guy who's heading Fossa Juniors also is alleged to have helped to finance Ahmad's campaign. But that's a story for another day. But I want us to move forward now. I want us to move forward. Because Gavin Hunt, I know that he's been looking at getting players, and already there were players who were training with the club. I mean, you find yourself, you are a coach, you are in this situation now. You can't bring in new players. You have a squad that are screaming, refresh me, bring in new players. But now you have 8 to 9 months, you have to go with what you have.
Now, Kaiser Chiefs has to appeal again. And
they're gonna lose money again, you know. But they're gonna lose money. I just think for
money,
now,
a lot of money to be used there.
I just think now, for now, you know, for them to wait till 2021, you know, June, July. Yeah, I think it's Gavin Hunt for me.
No, look,
it's a two open windows. It's two windows.
It's two windows.
It's two windows. So this one and the one in February.
Yeah. So with Gavin, you know, for what I work under him for a very long time, and he makes unknown player to be a superstar. And with Kaiser Chiefs brand and in terms of what they have with the MDC team. So they're very lucky they have a lot of good players on the MDC side. And you can see now, apart from the Maritzburg game, they score with a lot of set piece, which he does that every time. It's just part of his strength. They lost against Sundowns, you know, that's way to show that the quality, you know, from Sundowns and Chiefs. But that doesn't mean that Kaiser Chiefs didn't have a lot of chances in that game. If they took their chances, it could have been something different. But you can see a good coach, you know, in Gavin, you know, with what he has now, because it's nothing you can change, you know, there's nothing you can change from it. You just need to let them believe and motivate them. There's a lot. Forget about other players you need to sign. But what Kaiser Chiefs have now, there's a lot of quality players there. For me, there's a lot of quality players.
We are talking
it's
about
just how you get the best out of them.
We are talking about Kaiser Chiefs here.
Yeah.
We are talking about a team that lost a trophy on the last day.
Yeah. Under different coach.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the same players.
It doesn't matter. We are looking. The quality is already there. Don't be lied. And Gavin Hunt has been there. If you look at his team currently that has played out and how they are playing, don't be fooled by these things of not signing and everything like that.
No.
If you are in another opponent team and you listen to that,
no. Wait,
I can tell you.
Weekend, a nice weekend, you know, from Friday. Gavin Hunt from the Maritzburg game going to the Sundowns game, and now against Chippa, you can see there's a team there. In terms of the players he's bringing, I don't know what's a small boy name. I mean, what a talent!
You know what most people don't know.
Those players were there.
Nobo,
he wasn't playing.
Nobo at the 2018, 2019, I can't remember. But in the last under 20 AFCON, he was the only SA player to make the CAF 11.
Wow.
Unfortunately, coming back, Chiefs was excited. Mirandop put him in against Super Sport. And I think didn't manage them well. And then he ruptured his Achilles. So he was out. He missed the World Cup. But I can tell you that by that time, the boy was already sitting on 3 to 4
that boy was promoted by
from Europe.
Brought in, he got injured.
Yes.
What we're talking about Kaiser Chiefs.
But now you're playing regularly.
Kaiser Chiefs has the material. The players are there. The question is, will the technical team trust these players?
Yeah, that's what they're doing now. That's what they're doing now. So that's what they're doing now.
But they don't have any choice. They have to.
They have to. As a coach, that's where your pedigree come in. You know, winning the championship in South Africa is not an easy job. You know, I mean, with different clubs. That's where it's in the show. He came to Vets, and from nowhere, Vets won the league.
Man, you bought all the players available to win the championship.
He
led them well.
He was a good coach. Super Sport. Gavin is a very good coach. He will instill a winning mentality in those players, and it will make those players to believe that they can win. In his philosophy.
Thank you.
Just now, because
if you listen to the comments that he's already giving in regards to Kamba Biriat, now anyone who understands football best is telling this player, listen, you are better than what you are giving us. It's just to try and check his character.
No, for now.
So any good player hearing that comment
is more improved that we saw last season.
I'm told even the training is buzzing.
At this moment,
top.
But also at this moment, when you hear that comment, any good player will love to prove the coach wrong. And that's why you're gonna see a dangerous player.
And also Gavin insists on playing the players according to their strengths.
And play for the team first.
Play for the team first. But there's another element here. Chiefs is in the Champions League. And it's for the first time they're in the Champions League since 2016. You know, and there's a record. Chiefs has never been to the group stages. They won the CAF Cup Winners' Cup, but it was before it was merged with the CAF Cup to become the CAF Winners' Cup. So they've never been to the group stages. Do you think they can go far this season in the CAF Champions League with the limitations that the squad has got already, but also with a coach who also, from the previous campaign we're coming with, he also made his debut in terms of in reaching the group stages.
I've seen Kaiser Chiefs playing for in Africa. And the last time that they tried to reach the group stage, it was against Vita.
Yes,
they missed it by a whisker.
Yes.
Because
Musona had scored 2 goals, and then he got injured in the same game.
That night they were the best team on the field.
Yes.
They just missed that by a whisker.
Yes.
And I do give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, with the momentum that Sundown has already created in going to Africa, and which culminated in the appointment of Peter Mutimane at Al Ahly, it gives them some kind of an impetus to try to have also a positive impact on African football and strengthen also the way South African football is seen outside. And for me, I do believe they do have the material to do so.
I think Gavin Hunt is one coach who loves playing the Champions League. And with Kaiser Chiefs, he has got all the resources available to him. And I'm sure that was one of the main, negotiating factor for himself to go to Kaiser Chiefs. He's like, I would love to get into the Champions League. Chiefs had already qualified. So it is a very ripe opportunity for him. Now,
there's a lot of traveling.
But it begins with the resources. If you look at
resources.
When you look at all the
but
teams,
the squad has not been beefed.
No,
the squad has not been beefed. The squad is going to be stretched. It's going to be limited.
You know what, Vele? In terms of what the coach needs to do now, I think he needs to manage the players very well, because you need to bring more from the MDC side. You need to balance it, because some of the players like Parker, the Kasande, you need to manage them. There's some games you need to take them out. If you're winning maybe 3-0, 4-0, just to manage them. And Gavin is quite good on that, because I remember at Swallows, with the likes of Mendu, Alfred Piri, Goodman Mozibuko, he did manage that squad very well. In terms of when we're playing cup games and the league. For me, my priority for Chiefs this year, I just think they should concentrate on the league. The league, they need to win that league.
No, but the league...
No, they're already in Champions League.
No, I know. I mean, but because you have a squad that you have to manage in a way. But the league, that league that went... They have to win. The league, you have to prioritize. You cannot be both sides. You're not winning the league and you're not winning Champions League. You need to choose. You need to go on one.
You have to attack both fronts.
You didn't beef your squad. You didn't beef your team.
No.
So you need to manage...
But you're in the Champions League.
Etafia,
do you know that you can do well in the Champions League and finish in the Champions League in the semi-final?
So you do well
more than the team that would.
Okay. No. Kaiser Chiefs situation. In Kaiser Chiefs situation now, they need to win the league. No. In Kaiser Chiefs situation, they need to win the first of all, start with the cup.
No.
They have to. They have to. They say we need to start at home first. Start home first before you go out there. For a very long time they haven't won.
Do you know that Kaiser Chiefs can do well finishing the semi-finals, and because they would have been playing in the group stages, Jeff knows what I'm talking about. The players will be exposed already. Already, Kaiser Chiefs is sitting on.
I know what you're talking about.
Already, Kaiser Chiefs is sitting on a very lucrative offer for Lukovic. You understand? So in the Champions League, their players will be exposed to Europe.
You want to tell the
you understand?
Okay, now you're trying to sell the players. Now you're talking about the team, the supporters. What do they want now? They're crying for a cup. They're crying for the league. So what, you want to give them semi-finals in the Champions League and leave the league out of it? No. What they want now, they want the MTN 8. They want the league.
But
Champions League, they can
the semi-finals of the Champions League will give them more prominence globally.
So you are
but
at the end of the day, the club needs money.
The club needs money with the club. If you win the league,
and the example of your team now, how many times they're going to sell the teams? So you know what
I don't know which team. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know which team they're talking about. But for the priority of Kaiser Chiefs now, the supporters, what they want now? They want a cup.
No.
They want something to be.
Yes, they want something.
For you, for you cannot sign players in this window. And what you have now, you have to manage them well. Get something for the supporters first. Which is the priority of Kaiser Chiefs.
I want to correct it, Taffy.
Yeah.
Not signing players does not mean that you're going to have only 15 players.
Yeah.
You're going to have the full number of signed players.
Yeah.
Right?
But,
so, what we're talking about here...
Hold on. What Gavin wants? The wingers.
No.
That's number one priority. That is number one priority.
One story I can tell you.
Yeah.
There are players who've been training with Chiefs.
Yeah.
Fiso Hlanti, Patricezo Nange, and also Brandon Peterson, the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So those players now, they will have to go somewhere. But I think because Chiefs has got relations with Swallows.
Oh, yeah.
But people, I've been hearing stories today. People are saying they are going to loan them out.
Oh, okay.
You cannot loan a player you've not registered.
I
think you are
True.
people, you know.
True. Yeah.
You cannot loan a player, but there's still a way that they can do it.
It's an understanding.
It's an understanding.
It's an understanding.
You know, and you know what? We're not going to legitimize this discussion. It's an understanding.
Let me tell you something about football. Small teams feed off the big
Which team is small team? There's no small team.
No.
You're playing the same league. There's no small team. Which team
that is
there's
an
no small
assumption.
team.
No, that is an assumption.
Those teams
We're talking about
with no fans.
Well, yes.
PSA,
They survive by
PSA
selling one player to Sundowns, to Chiefs, to Pirates.
I've got 2 more points to go. We've got 2 more points to go.
That's not small team, Timothy.
We're done with Kaiser Chiefs now. I'm happy we've wrapped it up to say that issue of the loan. We don't have to, you know. Yeah, but
Don't use loan. It's an
Don't
understanding.
use loan.
No,
Don't
it's
use
an
loan.
understanding.
placement, man, you know, park there, you know. But I want to discuss. We've got 10 minutes to go. The issue of the coach of Tanzania. In fact, Simba in Tanzania. But before we get there, quickly,
the neighbor,
the legacy of Ahmad when it comes to CAF Champions League, it's been very chaotic.
Very.
Very chaotic. You can look at the one of Esperance and Al Ali. You look at the last year's one. In fact, the one before that, that one of...
Since 2017,
yes,
with Azaro tearing his shirt during the game just to get the opponent suspended.
The Esperance, that one. And this one of the VAR that didn't
the
work.
VAR issue.
And all finals, all finals in none other than that country.
And the last one, the one for last year actually between was it Wydad and Al-Ahly and Esperance?
Esperance, yes, the one that
it was. I was so surprised to see Ahmad himself on the pitch,
yes,
begging the players to play.
Yes. But now this one is not of his own doing.
Yeah,
but it's still under him.
Yeah,
this one now has been postponed.
His credentials are not good for him to stand. You have to come up with something to show to your the continent.
When you give 24 Nations Cup, you guys say no. He's doing
that. No, it's not his doing because it was already on pipeline. But I remember I had the interview. I had the interview in February after the Super Cup between Sundowns and TP Mazembe with Ayatu. He told me that we do have that in mind already. 24. Yeah. But how many countries are going to host it?
Yeah.
So it will be South Africa.
Yeah, but my issue.
Morocco.
My issue around this case was that I attended a meeting. We're invited by FIFPro this week as African football journalists, and also FIFPro Africa as well. Jeremy Njitap is a board member there. This is a serious issue. Next week, I think we could be touching on this. The issue of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Now this semi-final has been postponed again of Raja and Zamalek, leading also to the postponement of the final. Even though, there are also political issues in Egypt. You know, it's as much as yes, this is COVID influenced, but there's also politics in I think elections. But it's not painting a good picture for African people.
Absolutely. This is what I call ramshackle administration when it comes to Ahmad. Because, and remember the last show I did say that this competition, both competitions should have cancelled. Because of that, because I did have that in mind as well. Because they had to they have to put into their mind that most of the team that were in the last four, they were coming from that part of, from that region of the Maghreb. And Maghreb has the same climate as Europe. When it is cold there, it is cold in Maghreb. Sure. As now COVID is very rampant in Europe, it will also affect them. And I wonder why people at CAF cannot think like that before.
How are we going to play the qualifiers next month?
Yeah, they can be played in some countries and some not.
Now you want the
Yeah.
game to play to take it to Africa. It's not possible. That's how we played in Europe.
Because Guinea and Senegal, they want to play.
It's very interesting because if you postpone the semi-finals and the finals, the composition of the club players are representing national team.
And
now you are announcing that the qualifiers are on.
And they say that it will be played this weekend. But who said that those players have recovered fully?
And you are delaying the competition that is to start for the next season. Remember, that competition was supposed to start now at the end of November. So it means now, and also, how are you going to play this competition? That is the 2020 and 2021 CAF Champions League.
Yeah.
It
is a very
all the focus is going
because they didn't do the proper homework. To think that because they do have the same conditions in terms of climate, let's do this. The weather is almost the same when it comes to winter, because it's now winter in
So what could be the solution here? Maybe North Africa must forget about the traveling.
No, they cannot travel there. No, they cannot travel there. They have to play in a neutral ground.
Yeah, neutral ground.
Sure.
Yeah, so they cannot travel there.
You are starting now even with the qualifiers next month.
Yes.
Jesus
it should be.
But we see what is happening in Europe currently. So when we were in this meeting, you see what is happening. France, I was thinking yesterday, because when we were in this meeting with FIFPro, France is going to a proper lockdown.
Yeah, they're going.
Tomorrow.
German too.
So is German.
And we know that we are waiting for players who are coming from France in Africa to come and play qualifiers. This is chaos.
It is chaos. A chaos. At FIFA, UEFA, all the confederations should think the pandemic is global and it won't spare anyone. So
Ronaldo missed the game yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was a messy party. As in messy.
We have any team, we Africans, we cannot go there to the Maghreb region. Guinea going to play there.
I'm very interested. I'm very interested to come to this next point. Not because I've got a score to settle with this guy. This guy chased me away from Zambia training when he was coaching Zambia. I was so disappointed in that. I was dealing with the Zambian media officer who said, but he was in Lusaka at the time. He said, no, go to the camp. And I remember it was myself and Mish from Sportsport. This guy, he chased me. And I was looking at the guys in the Zambian camp who know me. And they couldn't say anything. When they are these European plumbers. These guys, they cannot even protect and defend an African brother.
Yeah.
And this guy, he failed to qualify Zambia to the AFCON in a group that had Guinea-Bissau, in a group that had Mozambique, and another country was Namibia. Two teams. When the draw was done, we expected Zambia to be in the top 2. But now we hear that the same guy could vacate Simba.
Look, it's not a matter of vacating. It's a matter of being pushed out. You are being polite, because when you vacate, you make a personal decision to move. Look, the league has just begun in Tanzania, and he has lost already, I think, 2 consecutive games. They are heading for a derby. I think that would be really.
But that guy is not a coach.
No, he's a coach. No, Jeff is a coach. For him to be employed,
he's not a coach.
No. He has everything to be a coach.
Have you ever heard from him or about him before he came to Zambia?
No. You have to be given a chance. You have to be given a chance. You have to give me a chance.
From where you come from.
You must have pedigree.
No, you have to be given a chance. But for me, I just.
But you see, the problem is not the coach.
What is the problem?
Who appoints him?
No.
Who appoints the coach? It begins right there.
Look at the coach that was appointed by Young.
Yeah.
This is the same coach who was the architect of Polokwane City's relegation.
Maybe he was not given the same conditions. That, you know, they can change.
No, but you cannot justify it and say someone because he didn't succeed there, so other people must employ him.
You know,
no, he has to get a job.
It looks like the coaches are few.
There's a better environment for him to work and the players.
Time again, you're gonna have the same coaches coming around.
He's just won the league there. That's surprise for me. Is it a case of maybe also the management being impatient? He's just lost too much.
No. What if it's the management that won the league?
No.
No. But
there's that story coming out.
There's a good point. There's a good point, and I want to ask you this point because this point, as you as professional players, it comes out.
Yeah.
They will say he's lost the dressing room.
No,
but what if the dressing room has been engineered?
No, sometimes, as you said, he won the league last season, and from my understanding, he's just starting a season with two games now, and the striker haven't been playing. What they call him, Miguel Galili. He haven't been playing, and that's the cry from the supporters that your top striker that was the highest goal scorer last season, he's not playing. You have a beef between the two of you? So, but generally, it's just two games. But because champions, they always want to do well, and he's going to the derby. I think the management tried to put pressure on him, for him to start winning now. And with the derby, if you're ambition club, and losing the dressing room again, it's two ways you can look at it. He can, the way he handled them last season for them to do well, and maybe there's some new players that comes in and try to disrupt
my fellow retired player,
camp.
there is no such a thing as losing the dressing
room.
No,
there's such things.
No, these are terminologies.
The way players.
These are terminologies used by management.
No.
To just indicate that we are about to pull the trigger.
Were you ever involved in a situation where you were told?
Yes. It is very simple.
Which year?
Most of these.
Which year?
Hold on.
Who was the victim?
I think it was we had. Podoleza, national TV were in camp in Santon, and then Robert Mara is interviewing him. He says, I don't want anything like this. I go, France, I go. He says, coach, but tell us, what is really the problem? He says, Robert, I want to say, but one player came to me and says, you know what? The problem, the local player doesn't want to pass the ball to the foreign man. I can't understand this. Now, this is a coach who is being smart about the impending sacking.
Yes.
He's trying to let the prospective employer that no, it's not my own failing. No, there are problems within here. So we should be able to read between the lines. Yeah. When you hear management saying there's discordant in the dressing room, you just understand that they're about to pull the trigger. There's no such a thing.
If you're winning, there's no management in the whole world which want to sack you. They just want him to win.
No. So the point is, as I'm closing this debate, the point is, a plumber is a plumber.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean if
simple,
it's
true. So that's why coaches like Florent Ibenge, like Pizzo got the job at Al-Ali. African coaches who deserve and who've also done enough for them to.
He was approached by Guinea FA.
Don't forget the
you can know.
Is that the latest?
No, that was
Don't forget to put Emunike there. Don't forget to put Austin Eguavon.
This is what I want.
You top.
You can never demand respect. You command respect.
But
Pizzo has earned his stripes. The Imbenges have earned their stripes now.
Exactly.
That's why when you get an Al-Hilal legend, say, listen, the way Al-Hilal is playing, it has got all the hallmarks of Pitsom's money. We know PSL has manufactured a talent that can represent the rest of African coaches. And I do believe at this moment in time that Pitso can now start looking to Europe.
And he is in the final.
Yeah.
But can we say it is his team or his predecessor team?
But when you listen to the comments that are coming out of that team, you listen to the player, El Shihad, who says, all the 3 goals, it's credit to this man. From the first day, the way they are playing. The way they are playing.
Watch them play.
Exactly.
And just reminisce yourself with Sundowns. You are having everything like that. You can't say, okay, he has come in the semi-finals, but I'm telling you at this moment in time, as we are seeing this team, it has got all the hallmarks of.
No. I want him to do very well because he's our ambassador. So we will have a bunch of, if he does very well, because the next step will go to Asia or Europe, and then the bunch of local local coaches will also follow suit.
Well, that's it for today. This is African football. The discussions, very good points that we've had here. We're talking about also the Karuru Derby.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Simba Young.
That's one of
Tanzania.
One of the biggest derbies.
Next week, I might not be here.
And proposed Nigerian League might start on the 15th.
After Hilabas.
Don't forget about that.
They're playing on which TV?
No, the local TV, the NTA.
Actually, the national team that does want to play in the qualifiers.
No, that's another story for another day.
So next week,
I
might not be with the guys here because Tanzania is calling the biggest derby in East African football. So I think we'll be communicating.
Meeting Van Broek.
No, next week I'm younger. I'll declare. My brother Senzo is with younger, so my blood is green and yellow next week. But it's been good. It's been nice. We come back again next week, Thursday. This is African football. Don't forget, on Monday Night Football, also, we'll be there talking more about local football, PSL, reviewing the MTN 8, but also looking forward to the DSTV Premiership fixtures, which will be playing next Tuesday and Wednesday. A rare, well-rested Sundowns will be playing. Because they're not playing this. Thanks, gents.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a pleasant show.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Je vous en prie.